Afternoon or morning, I guess, actually. So this time I decided I'm finally going to recreate my great grandmother's embroidery that I had done or considered doing like in October or whenever that was. So, anyways, I was cleaning all my letters and throwing away a bunch of stuff, and I found all the letters that my grandmother had ever written to me, which got me thinking about all this. So then, I found the most recent letter she wrote me, which actually caused a lot of anger, and that's why I didn't bother to reply for 2 years. But here I'm going to reply. So these are things that I think my great grandmother or my great great grandmother did. I'm not exactly sure which one of them, but it was their house that I got it out of. So they had done these different kinds of like styles, whatever you call this, where it's applique on the skirt. Don't mind my hair. I didn't brush it and it's still wet. I don't like to brush my hair very often because I'm lazy, not because like reasons. Anyways, what was I saying? I'm recreating this, so I drew something kind of like theirs, but I didn't want it to be cleaning related. I wanted it to be more me-ish, so it's flower related. I don't love flowers, like real ones. Flowers are terrifying because of the sunflower worms. Anyways, story that I'm not even gonna. Anyways, so flowers are just pretty in art. This was the most painful tattoo, by the way. Out of all of my tattoos, this location hurt for 2 weeks. It was so sore, and it weeped way more than the other ones. A lot of them didn't weep at all. This one sure did. Odd, considering. Anyways, what was I saying? So I drew out the thing, and then I found a little piece of just white. I think it used to be a pillowcase. It technically was a piece of my mother's. I took it because she clearly wasn't using it at the moment. She hasn't been embroidering for a while. She has phases. We all have phases. I mean, who doesn't? Anyways, so I chose what I wanted the skirt to be. Also, I made mine a little bit smaller than Mom/Graham made theirs because I wanted it to fit in this little hoop. I didn't want to have to try to do a bigger hoop. That's like literally the only reason. So don't mind my belly sticking out. I was halfway through the exercise right there. I didn't exercise. So I was exercising last week, right? Because like last week, whatever. But this week I have not felt good. I learned about this thing called keto flu, and I'm wondering if I gave myself that because I have been exhausted and I could not figure out why. And then I learned, hey, if you change up your diet that dramatically, it can make you really, really, really tired. So I have been exhausted and unable to do the vast majority of stuff I'm used to doing. I don't know how much of this project I already explained because obviously I ramble like a lunatic, I guess. I don't know what else to fill into that sentence. My goodness. So, anyways, I'm also attempting full sobriety this month. I got to the 5th before I failed. Oh my goodness. So, trying again. We're going to see how that goes. It was one of my plans to become responsible is to not indulge in the fun stuff more often than, I think I should. And, so anyways, so I'm not even gonna finish that thought because my mind is like lost. So I drew a girl with a skirt. There was like a similar kind of dress style as my great grandmother. And instead of doing the weird shoes that she did, no offense, grandma, I did little ballet slippers. Ballet. Did that word even come out of my mouth correctly? It didn't feel like it. And then I didn't want to try to figure out how to make the top of her head look. So I just gave her a hat, and I didn't want to have to try to figure out what shape a face would look like from the side. So I just made a pointed nose and then covered the rest with the hair. So also I wanted to be able to see the shirt. I didn't want the hair to be in the way of the shirt. So I had her hair like pushed up over her shoulder so that you could like see some of the details. And I did the same ruffling at the bottom that my grandmother did, my great grandmother. And then for colors, I just chose whatever color I felt like. We have every color embroidery thread you can possibly imagine in this house. Like literally every color I can think of at the moment. Well, technically, okay, so we need white. Well, we have it, but the texture was completely not right. The texture was way too thick and you couldn't pull it into individual strands. So that was disappointing. But otherwise, who uses white all that much anyway? I mean, my background is white, so I wouldn't have used white thread on this particular piece. I lost the train of thought again. So yeah, definitely I have to sew in an embroidery hoop because it hurts my thumbs to hold fabric, like how you tighten it out in your hand. I don't know how to explain that in words. That motion, it hurts. So a hoop helps a lot. Also, I'm pretty sure while I was doing this, I did this quite a while ago. Did I already explain that? So after the fire, there's been kind of a lot to do. Finally, I feel like I'm done with all of it. Mostly, I mean, some things just aren't ever going to get the fire extinguisher shit wiped off. My bad. Oops, I didn't say that. That was the dog. Oops. Anyways, that made me lose my train of thought again. So, I need to do things like arty things to recollect my mind because there's been so much going on. I am so stressed this week. So the location that I live has a very irritating government situation. So I am my own human and my mother is her own human, but we have the same last name because I am her child. Anyways, they kicked me off my insurance because she got a job. I still don't have a damn job. What? Why touch my account because she changed? So, and they won't even let me fix it because I'm not the confusion. But what? So, anyways, she has to try to fix that for me. And I missed a couple of really important appointments. One being the allergist, and I have extremely terrifying food allergies. And just recently, I had a very terrifying reaction to a salad. And vegetables are one of the only things I'm willing to eat most of the time. So after eating a bowl of vegetables and then not knowing what vegetable it was that tried to make your throat close and your tongue swell, it's pretty freaking terrifying. So I was afraid to eat salsa and salad after that for a while, and I told my allergist, basically, I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm terrified of food. So she sent me some emergency EpiPens because my EpiPens only had like 2 days left on them. And literally without those, I will not eat food. I'm not even going to risk it because that's just terrifying. I don't need to sit around watching my throat close. So anyways, I don't know why I'm rambling about this. So here's my letter to my grandmother. I was just going to write in it nothing and not even reference what she said in her letter to me. I was just going to write something like, you know, Mom and Graham made these. I think Mom or Graham made these, so I made one too. Something. And then just like leave it at that. But then I decided I couldn't leave well enough alone and I had to add on some thoughts that I have. So, you know, I've got a lot of thoughts. She blames my mother for a lot of things my mother didn't do. I did them. I'm the one who painted that house. Like, hello. Also, she talks about how difficult it was for her to have to... She kicked us the F out! She literally kicked us out for homeless. Difficult for her? Seriously? What makes me the angriest is how much she blames my mother for things my mother did not do. She, like, villainizes my mom. Why? It's your only daughter. Why do you dislike her so much? But she dislikes Mom, but she actually completely threw her son away. So, like, why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? She has no maternal instinct at all. Anyways, I've got a lot of mixed feelings about her. Most of them are negative because, you know, I'm sure you can fill in the blank about how she has been, considering the little bits I'm willing to say. But anyways, I sewed a thing. I'm bitter. Hello.